Hello, everyone. uh, APC, whether I call them leaders or rulers, they are in competition with Peter Obi. So it's almost as if, oh, whatever Peter Obi does, they have to do it better, they have to do it extra. It's almost, they're so fixated with him, it's unbelievable. For the party that actually rigged the election and got its way into office, the way it's so fixated with the person they rigged out is unbelievable. But then I might understand, as I'm just saying this, the thing that is coming to my head is the fact that they know what happened. So maybe that's why they are more fixated. They know what happened. And they've seen over time, other than what we normally have after election, popularity maybe will dim or he will move or no. He even seemed to be growing in strength. And one of the things that it's really very glaring now is that even those people who didn't vote for Peter Obi, who voted for other parties, now you see they are more inclined towards voting for him if there was an election right now. Why? Because a good number of them, even that time that they didn't vote for him, they knew and they appreciated that and they admitted the fact that Mr. Peter Obi was the best on the ballot paper. But for them, what was their concern was that he didn't have enough popularity to win because he was just coming through a third party. And in Nigeria, normally it's the two parties that always win. The third option is never that strong, and there are quite a number of them, and I respect them for that, who honestly admitted that if he was running other one of the then two major parties, that they would have voted for him, but they felt that they were not going to waste their votes. And sometimes you have people who are sort of like, against them or anger. I always say to them, no, those were actually the rational ones. They were the ones who were rational to say they don't think this one will happen. We are the irrational ones. We are the ones who are like, it's not about whether this will happen, but we will make it happen. And that was how for those of us who supported Peter Obi, we went in, we put in our work, we put in our time, effort, our money, everything on the line. People put their lives on the line. People put everything on the line to make sure that, Mr. Peter Obi won the election. And he did, beyond, of course, the rigging that happened, the INEC, the Supreme Court, and all of that. So the whole thing you see all the time is how fixated, the APC leadership, APC people, they are all about, and you see them, they can't even hide it. It's so out there, and I will show you some few example in a few minutes. During the leadership award, where Mr. Peter Obi was made the politician of the year, there was also a young man who was given an award also. He had returned 15 million naira that somebody had forgotten in his tricycle, a Chinese businessman who had gone to Kano to do business. And so he returned that money. So they also gave him an award. So Mr. Peter Obi, together with Datti Ahmed, decided to give this boy a scholarship and also take care of his welfare, his everything, until Base University was going to do that. Apparently, the young man is in SS2. And so from SS2, as some of you might be like, oh, how? Yeah, sometimes people start school late. They don't start early. Sometimes they first of all finish their Islamic education before they start the Western education. So that's why you might see a 22-year-old still in SS2. And so he gave him this scholarship and was like, his needs, his everything, they will figure it out. But anyway, why am I even speaking for Mr. Peter Obi when he actually spoke for himself? Just listen to what he said.
While I heard you are in SSS2, forthwith, I've consulted with my young brother and everything, and I know there will be other things coming from the big men who are here, but from us, from now, your education, tuition, accommodation, feeding, till you graduate, will be taken care of by the Base University. Thank you. I know others.
Exactly. You did see what he said there, giving this boy this scholarship, this opportunity. I mean, it's always a good thing for someone to do the right thing, which is what Awalu did, and Mr. Peter Obi gave this. So after Mr. Peter Obi had done this, then came the governor of Niger State, who also got some award and was supposed to speak on behalf of other governors that were given award. And so that's when the Niger State governor came and started speaking and like, oh no, Mr. Peter Obi cannot outdo them. Of course, he recognized Mr. Peter Obi as his boss, which sort of like also that one seemed not to. I've done a video on that also. Didn't go down well with the leadership, the party, and all of that. And probably he had to do a bit of atonement for that. But anyway, so he felt that, oh no, that shouldn't happen, and because of that they will not allow Base University to outdo them. And then he started reeling out figures. I'll just leave you to listen to it.
Secondly, the MC, you sounded more like a Labour Party MC. Although Peter Obi is my Oga, but on this podium today, I will distance myself from Labour Party. I am the first son of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. As such, we cannot allow Base University to outshine us. So, on behalf of the president, in his personal capacity, Awolu, we are giving a scholarship of 50 million naira. On behalf of the governors of APC, additional 50 million naira. On behalf of the ministers of APC, 50 million naira. On behalf of Niger State government, 50 million naira. On behalf of myself and my family, 50 million naira. So I want we have dashed you 250 million naira as scholarship for you to go and do PhD. Now, back to the point.
This is absolute financial recklessness. You understand? Absolute financial recklessness. So Mr. Peter Obi, in his private capacity, with Datti Ahmed in their private capacity, has decided to give this boy scholarship, take care of his needs and all of that. And then, of course, the governor state, the APC Niger State governor feels that, oh, this is a slight to them on APC, and just started doling out money. Before he became governor, did he have the capacity as a private individual to do this? This is a governor that his state, the other time they were out there, protesting and yeah, they were agitating for the fact that there was hunger in the state. People were hungry because a good number of people in that state have been driven away from their farm. It's an agrarian state, very huge land, produce a lot of food for Nigeria, but unfortunately, terrorists have not allowed them to do farming and all of that. People have been abducted. A lot of towns are in the hands of terrorists in Niger State. So people are hungry, people are desperate, people are doing all sorts. And their government is here recklessly and, reeling out figures. 50 million naira on behalf of Tinubu, 50 million naira on behalf of APC ministers, 50 million naira on behalf of APC is it senators? Because I actually wrote them down. Then there's APC minister, and then 50 million naira on behalf of Niger State government, 15 million in his own personal. It's sometimes you're just speechless when you hear some of these things that people do. So now you just 250 million, you've just said that statement, and then the state has to be indebted to this particular thing. Or is it that they just say this thing, it doesn't mean anything to them, their words mean nothing, they're not going to go on with it, they're not going to carry it out, and so they're just reckless about it, and they say it and they move on, and that's all. Is that it? I mean, this kind of irresponsibility, honestly, it shouldn't be allowed in governance. It absolutely shouldn't be allowed. There should be, there should be more responsibility, the way people do things, the way things are done in our country. Governance is not done in this way. The state money is not your private money. You cannot just sit down and begin to reel out money, dole out money as if it's some, what do I put it? As if it's opera. You have a car, you have a car, they have got a car, this have a car, that had a car. It's not opera. Eh? This is people's money. And you shouldn't be able to just use it anyhow. But anyway, that thing that keeps that thing about Mr. Peter Obi that keeps APC and his people sleepless, it will continue to keep them sleepless, because the wicked one shall know no rest, and those who steal what belongs to other people will not find rest until they return it.